Hey there, my name is Stig and welcome to Stig Talks. Today we will be cleaning our computers inside and out. So for the inside of the computer we have two programs that I want people to be aware of because they are a lot better than the programs that come out in Windows. So the first one is CCleaner. They're both by Paraform products. It goes to paraform.com, so go right to that. I have them downloaded, but I can show you. It's in the description. Paraform.com. Go to that. And it should say CCleaner to free download, but if you go to home right here, it has both of them linked. So you could just click and download and install those. So the CCleaner has three separate parts. There is the cleaner section, the registry section, and the tools section. So the first part is the cleaner. The cleaner cleans all of the junk files off of your computer, whether it be website cache that you don't necessarily want anymore, or just random files that have been stored on your computer and you just want to get rid of them. So you could see what all the files are being deleted here. So all this is advanced usership, so you don't want to delete some of these because they're save settings that you might want to keep, that I like to keep as well. So we're going to do a run cleaner, because I do it normally. I do it every day or every other day or so. You might want to, if you do this regularly, you might want to keep bookmarks or favorites, whatever browser you're using. It will save the links and the quick links that you can go to your favorite websites and such. So it doesn't take necessarily that long. I use Firefox, so it's cleaning my internet cache on my Firefox right now. And it's all done. And it looks like I had 5 gigs of stuff I needed. Most of it was from my recycling bin. But you can see here about 350 megabytes is just from my internet browsing. Takes up a lot of memory and data. So that's not always good. So that could increase the speed of your computer a lot, or at least your hard drive, keep some space. So the next part is the registry. The registry is one of the key parts of your computer. A lot of people don't know what the registry does. The registry is your path system for your OS. The registry allows any of your programs to work and through the operating system. So if you go to, well, I can show you regedit. And you see this is the registry. This is the editor for the registry. You can see all of the different dot whatevers, dot latex. I don't know what that is, but there's like dot MP4. All of those are in the registry. They run extensions. And when you scan for a registry, I don't scan too often. I scan just as much as I do the cleaner. But it'll show you that you have missing pathways, so it gets rid of the other pathways, and it also can correct values in your registry that are corrupted or also need to be corrected so that your programs can work properly and your operating system does not corrupt itself. So you can see, you go to fix all, and you always want to back up your changes just to make sure, and then you can actually put your old registry back in just in case you mess something up, but it doesn't happen that often. So that's all done, so we got that all cleaned up. Now we go to tools. Now, normally you do this first, but I'm just going to show you because I don't have any programs to uninstall. So it shows you all your programs, your add and remove programs, just right here. You can see your programs here. It's really nice. Just see all the programs you have, or any unwanted programs that you don't want. Say I didn't want this. I'll just go to uninstall, and it would uninstall through the Windows system. So that's always good. So that's just a brief overview of CCleaner. You can go into here. You can see which of your programs, what your programs are doing. You can actually go to Task Manager right here, and you can go to Startup, and you can see what programs loading on Startup have a high impact, so that you can disable them if you are not necessarily using them, or seeing if it's something that you actually want, you can disable it so that it doesn't come up on startup, but you can still have access to it. So that's all for just the cleaning side of your computer. Now it's the actual physical data of your computer, and that's where the defraggler comes in. So you want to open this up. And you can see that it says 200.6 gigabytes used and 567 free space just on this. The recovery drive is just something built into an HP machine. I don't really use it that often, but it helps you reformat your drive once in a while. So it says I have this much, and it says that my disk health is good, and you can sometimes benchmark my drive. It's just an additional feature. It can just show you how fast your drive is. I already know how fast most drives are, so it doesn't really bother me. So you can go to Analyze, and it'll tell you how much of your total hard drive is defragmented. And I just upgraded to Windows 10, obviously, and it doesn't look like there's very many fragmented files. I did a clean install, so it should all be good. Now, if yours has a lot of red, you're going to want to defrag your machine, because what it's really doing is these are all blocks of data on your computer. And what happens is whenever you use data on your computer, or your system allocates the data for you, it over allocates most of the time, and it does it in 124-bit sections, I believe. I'm not sure at the exact bit to sector ratio, but it just allocates a lot of space. And whenever you get rid of the data, the space allocated is still there, which is kind of weird to think about, but it just happens that way. That's how your computer works. So in order to get rid of that, you have to defragment your computer so that everything, your hard drive, your access to your hard drive, all your files are optimized, and the data that they're stored in isn't, say you have a gigabyte of allocated data, but there's only like a 1 megabyte, it's going to take forever to open that because it's got to scan through the whole gigabyte of data. Sure, it's not going to take that long, but it's going to take a little longer than you'd want it to. So you can also do a quick defrag option, and that will defrag for you. You can do that in the background. You can have the settings to boot time. You can set it regularly, and the priority you can put in the background. So that's all mostly for the inside of the computer. We are doing the laptop section. So the first stop is you have the compressed air here. Good old CO2 or whatever this is made of. I actually don't know what this is. It's just compressed air. So you see the keyboard? Just any keyboard you do will be dirty. So if you have a desktop keyboard, you can do this to your desktop keyboard and so forth. So what you want to do is you want to spray in a fanning motion from one direction so that it blows all in one direction. So try to get this on camera. Can't really see it. You can get, you see, you gotta blow in the pockets. Thank you. Lovely girlfriend is helping me with my videos. And just blow the dust off your screen. Blow that out. Also around your trackpad too, if you have stuff in there or you have room to spray it out. So that's not much to do there. What I use to just disinfect my computer and clean off my screen, I use Lysol wipes. Just anything you want to look at the backs first to see if it says office here and it says computer, telephones, blah blah. You want to make sure it's computer friendly. I'll go ahead and take this out. So you always want to get the screen first with the first wipe, and if you have, so you just want to go back and forth at the first time. Just get all the dust around the screen, go back and forth. And then with the opposite side, you want to do in circles, because it'll allow you to get the actual ingrained stuff. See that stuff, and you want to use your fingernail in between, if you have any, to So we're just gonna do the keyboard now. You wanna do it finely. You don't want to do it too much, and you see all the stuff that you got out from in between. You want to with especially with laptop keyboards, there's not much space in between the keys because they're so fine. There's just palette in between, so you just want to clean the palette as well, just lightly. You don't want to get any of this stuff in there. It might cause some damage, but it should be fine. You'd be light. Just make sure you go really lightly near the speakers so you don't do any junk into your speakers. Disclaimer for this part: if you have allergies and they're very sensitive, please do not try this if you have not tried it before, because there's a lot of dust particles and you could probably have a bad allergy attack. So just looking out for you guys. Now we're doing the desktop portion. This is my tower. I have two computers. I have my tower and my laptop. So here's the screw that's keeping everything together. So we're going to take that off and see what's on the inside. This is the inside of my machine. I got my compressed air here. I got it at Best Buy. Probably too expensive, but whatever. So you see right here is my fan, and it's pretty dirty. This is the fan on my my old CPU, and this is the fan right here of my, just the fan that goes outside of the computer. Normally those are the only things that get really dirty. I noticed a little dust on my hard drive. The motherboard's actually pretty clean, but most of the time what happens is the older computers have very big vents. Mine does not have a very big vent, so that might be why it overheated a long time ago, but I fixed that problem with the extra fan. So what you want to do is, if you have the compressed air and you're not very familiar with this, you got to pay attention. So you want to you don't want to spray anything inside of it. So you got to spray, you want to spray in a direction that kind of pushes it outside. So let's do this. And it gets cool after a while, so and it gets, see, it foams up because it's getting so cold. Then that spins. Ooh. So I think I got mostly all that out. So I took the heatsink and the fan off, and I can't seem to get the screws on here off, but it shouldn't matter. I could probably spray through it. So we're gonna, whoa! Isn't that fun? And dust flies everywhere. Woo! Just spray in small bursts. You want to get that. Most of the you'll probably get a lot of the dust out. And make sure you get it all. Forgot the last part of the thing, because when I was about to put it back together, I saw that the power supply had a vent too, so I always forget about the power supply. It's honestly your most useful computer part, because it just runs your computer. So we're just going to spray that off. And on the back, woo, there's a fan in there too. It's all fun.